Guilty pleasures. We all have them. Movies that we know are objectively kind of dumb or dated or cheesy as fuck, but through some magical combination of style, bravado, or sheer emotional manipulation, they're able to short-circuit the thinking part of our brains and make us just say, fuck it, this is awesome and I don't care. And one of the prime examples of this has got to be Independence Day, the 1996 mega blockbuster that launched Will Smith's movie career, prompted everyone to invest in antivirus software, and got pretty much the entire world to cheer for America. And since this particular time of year in early July has no particular significance, I figured now was as good a time as any to talk about it. The premise isn't exactly complex. Aliens arrive at Earth in massive spaceships that take up position over the world's largest cities, and goddamn, talk about visual spectacle. I know this kind of stuff's been done a million times over the years, but back in 1996, this was pretty incredible. Anyway, nobody's quite sure how to deal with this situation, least of all President Whitmore, the unpopular leader of America, who's struggling under the weight of his new responsibility. But he used to be a fighter pilot in the Gulf War before he got into politics. Keep that one in mind because it'll be important later. Anyway, one man who does know what's up is Jeff Goldblum, who I'm just going to refer to as Jeff Goldblum in this review because he's basically just plain Jeff Goldblum. And it's awesome. Anyway, he figures out that the aliens are sending a hidden signal that's interfering with global communications, but it's also counting down to something big. Using his ex-wife, who's now a senior White House staffer, he gets inside just in time to warn the president. Well, lucky that the one guy on the planet who knows what's about to happen also used to be married to one of the few people on Earth who can grant him an audience with the president. Anyway, he's able to convince Whitmore that a big attack's coming, so he and the senior staff are able to get the fuck out of there just before this happens. Again, I'd like to point out that seeing famous landmarks getting blown apart in spectacular fashion is something that we're all kinda used to these days, but this was the film that did it first, and I've got to say, it did it pretty fucking well. Clearly, humanity needs to strike back at these alien dickheads, so they send in Will Smith and the rest of his Top Gun mates to blow the shit out of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't go too well. The alien ships have got some kind of shields protecting them, and no human weapons can penetrate it. Missiles, bombs, even nukes fail to make a dent in them. The only slight cause for optimism is when Will Smith manages to down one of the alien fighters and capture its pilot.
Welcome to Earth.
Fucking nice one, son. But then they bring the alien to Area 51 so that Data from Star Trek can interrogate it, and it all goes a bit wrong and everyone gets killed. Things are looking pretty grim for the humans, but then at last, Jeff Goldblum comes up with the most 90s of 90s solutions.
I gave it a virus. Computer virus.
There's just something incredibly charming about movies from back then, when home computers and the internet and hacking were really starting to take off, and Hollywood was desperately rushing to jam it into every movie they can think of. Now we just kinda use this stuff to shout at people on social media. Anyway, the plan is to take a captured enemy fighter and use Will Smith to fly it up to the mothership in orbit, where Jeff Goldblum will upload a computer virus that'll disable their shields and allow the humans to fight them on equal terms. I mean, really, if you're gonna infect them with a virus that can do anything you want, can't you just tell them to self-destruct or something? Nah, who cares? So everyone's getting ready to kick some ass, and naturally Whitmore's leading the attack because he used to be a fighter pilot. I told you that one would come in handy. He also finds time to deliver the greatest fucking speech in the whole history of the human race.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yes! USA! 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 Sorry, lost my train of thought there. So yeah, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are able to infiltrate the mothership and plant the virus, but oh no, they're stuck and they can't escape. Meanwhile, the human pilots start firing missiles at the alien ship that's headed towards Area 51, but oh no, it doesn't work. But then the president's like, nah, it'll be fine, because I'm America, motherfuckers. And this time it does work, and I kid you not, my entire cinema lost its collective mind in this scene. This movie absolutely knows how to play with your emotions like a pro, and goddamn, you can't help but respect it. Now, the virus might have leveled the playing field, but the humans are still massively outnumbered, and they don't have enough firepower to stop the alien ship, which settles over Area 51 and prepares to deploy its giant laser thing. This all seems oddly familiar. The only chance is to blow it up before it fires, but everyone's out of ammo now until this drunken asshole shows up like an absolute boss and rams his fucking jet right into it. Then Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum prepare to commit suicide by nuke, but the impact jars them loose and they're able to fly out of there, and Jeff gets to do his Jurassic Park thing.
Must go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster.
And then they make it out just as a giant space door closes, and then the nuke goes off and blows up the alien mothership. And everyone has an epic reunion scene in the desert, and goddamn, Jeff swaggers more than me after 2 bottles of drain cleaner. What a fucking epic, thrilling, gloriously over-the-top slab of sheer Hollywood spectacle this movie is. Independence Day is the kind of film you absolutely cannot fail to like. Yeah, it's big and dumb and emotionally manipulative, but it absolutely doesn't care. And as a result, neither do I. And if nothing else, you've got to respect the sheer balls-to-the-wall, patriotic, masculine bravado on display here. I mean, where else are you going to see the President of the fucking United States leading an army of fighter jets to destroy a city-sized alien spaceship before it can wipe out humanity? Where else can you watch Will Smith punching an alien right in the face before lighting up a cigar to celebrate? Where else are you going to see a fucking dog outrunning a thermonuclear explosion that wipes out an entire city? Nowhere! That's where! The casting is sheer perfection for a movie like this. Will Smith was hot off the success of Fresh Prince when he did this movie, and his charisma and likability is off the scale here. You can absolutely see how he went on to become an A-lister after this film. The chemistry between him and Jeff Goldblum is great fun to watch, and it's a real shame they didn't get more screen time together. And as for Bill Pullman as the president, damn, I'd vote for him if I got the chance. The funny thing about this movie is that as much as I've called it dumb, the plot actually does hold together surprisingly well the more I think about it. The film very quickly and efficiently establishes the threat posed by the aliens, making it clear that they're basically unstoppable. No matter what the humans throw at them, they just keep coming, and it's only by fighting smarter rather than harder that they finally gain the advantage. As implausible as it may be in reality, the final battle is actually built on an understandable sequence of events that make sense in context. It's all laid out beforehand, so you know exactly what each group is trying to achieve and why. And because the movie actually takes its time to set up likeable characters with understandable motivations and arcs, it's easy to get invested in their struggles. Will Smith starts out as a reluctant stepfather, concerned that his personal life is holding back his career in the military, but gradually he comes to appreciate his son and girlfriend and accept them for who they are. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a stripper when you look like this. Just ask Tatiana. He even gets to fulfill his dream of flying in space that was denied to him at the start of the movie. Whitmore starts out as a weak, indecisive kind of leader, unsure of himself in his new position of power, but through the film's various disasters and adversities, his core of strength and authority gradually reasserts himself, until he becomes an absolute kick-ass fighter. Jeff Goldblum is able to repair his relationship with his father and reconcile with his ex-wife by finally realising his potential and putting his own life on the line. Damn, even the drunk guy gets to redeem himself in the eyes of his family, sacrificing himself to save them and everyone else. All of this stuff, the likeable characters, the strong cast, the epic visuals, the gung-ho patriotism, the grand emotional payoffs, it all adds up to a movie that's absolutely perfect at what it does. A film that leaves you feeling thrilled and upbeat when the end credits roll. The kind of movie that you somehow always end up watching when it happens to be on TV, and usually feel better for having done it. Independence Day isn't just a guilty pleasure for me, it's a genuine pleasure, and I'd happily recommend it to anyone who just wants to kick the fuck back and enjoy themselves for a couple of hours. I know I did. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.